Hello everybody. As always, this is an unexpected live, and I appreciate I haven't done any videos recently for several reasons, but I just felt called deeply in this now moment to just give a perspective, and it's just my perspective. It's just one out of 8 billion, and I know as I give this perspective there'll be people watching this that will resonate and they will feel it, but there'll equally be people that don't resonate whatsoever, and that's the perfection of this time that we're in. And there's a peace when you know that. The beauty is that so many people are awakened in the world, all with their different styles, all with their different character personalities. And so really there's somebody for everybody to resonate with. I spoke to a dear friend today who's recently started doing videos as a calling, and I shared with her that when you know that there will always be people in this realm that will put you down, and there'll always be people that lift you up, when you know that, you can come into your own acceptance. I see this lady's watching right now, so she knows who she is. But you just come into your own acceptance, and within acceptance there is always your inner peace. And so it is always to just be true to your own path, where there will be people along your path that will uplift you, that will support you. And there'll also be people that will put you down and try to demolish you. And it is all of that to embrace. All of it, every part of it. The light and the shadow that is presented to you from the outside, as well as the light and the shadow within you. It's always to look within and to see your own reaction to anything that is presented to you. It's always about you. So it's not about me in terms of your path. It's not about any other person. I don't call myself a teacher. I'd rather say I'm just a helper, because I just try to help. But I would say that any person that you look to for teachings, if their path is true to the divine source, they will always, always point you inward. They'll never tell you what to do. They'll never give you unsolicited advice that you're not seeking and that you're not asking for. They will always point you inward, because that is where your expansion lies. I'm here at Glastonbury Abbey today, unexpectedly, totally unexpectedly, and I bumped into a lady, and I was just sharing with her something that I've shared with you all for many, many years in these videos, and that is that you all have your own unique design. Your unfoldment is within you. your unfoldment isn't within another person on this planet. You have your higher self, your consciousness, that has created this character who might be called Chandra, as I'm seeing, or Shirley, or Joanne. Your higher self has created this character and has created a story for you to follow. And that design, which we call a blueprint, is perfectly tailor-made for the character that you are, the personality that you are. And so it's always about learning your own way and your own style that comes from within you, and to not take on other people's strong ways towards you, or strong styles that they feel you should be doing. You have your style within you, and what I was telling this lady today is it's like flexing an inner muscle, an unseen muscle. And as you progress on your steps, you learn your own style. And then you understand your own style. And then you can be true to it. And the more you be true to your way, the more that unseen inner muscle expands and expands and expands. Excuse me. And so what you end up doing, just bit by bit by bit, is actually embodying your true consciousness. You end up embodying your higher self that is not of this world. And so you end up with a combined being of the character, as well as being that higher self that is not in this world. It's in an energetic realm. And so you be the two at once. You know, I felt to come on just now to talk about something, and I haven't actually even started talking about it. So I hope what I've said so far will touch some people and just help them know that to have faith within you of your own way and your own timing, because it's perfectly designed. Nobody is behind. Nobody is doing something wrong on their path. They're actually in their own perfect timing. We're not all in the same timelines. I really wish I really wish people would understand that, is that we're not in the same timeline as each other. We have this mass collective ascension going on within the whole of this world, but we have individual timelines. I wish people would understand that, because you can really go down rabbit holes if you think that we're all doing this at exactly the same time. If you think that all the beings that are awakened are actually embodying to a state of consciousness all at the same time, in the same moment, you know, what would be the point in the beauty of the uniqueness that you all are? You all have different bodies, different ages, different life experiences. So your timing of your ascending timeline is perfect for you, and it's individual. What I've really come on to talk about, just to try and give you support, it is about this increased loudness in the world outside of you, or perhaps the loudness inside of you. I know that I do videos, and I know that, you know, 3 months later, a year later, what I say gets very forgotten, because you know, we're in a world of mass media with so much being presented by so many, which is a really, really good thing that so many are coming out of the woodwork and supporting. But sorry, I've just lost my train of thought completely. The loudness that you are witnessing, or may be coming from you in this timeline, is something that I explained in May 2023, so 2 years ago. And I explained then a number of times in lives as well as posts that the world would become more and more chaotic and louder. I also shared that the fight, let's call it the fight within separation between mainstream and people that you could, oh, you know, I hate labels, but let's say people who search for the truth rather than call it a label. But let's say people that are adamantly searching for the truth, but are firmly within separation and want a win and a lose result. Okay, so those two camps, those two different types of, they're actually archetypes. Okay, I explained that the opposition between the two types would get stronger and louder, and it has done. I also explained, and I am very subtle, and you know, I wish I could be less subtle sometimes, but I can't. It's just, you know, I just can't. But I did explain that as the energies increased and as the spin, which is at atomic level, it's actually at the electron level, increases and gets faster, it will affect people. So we're talking about the energies. And what that can do inside the brain is amplify, and I do mean amplify, any remaining imbalances within a programmed mind. So in other words, any remaining imbalances become louder and more accentuated. And so that's what we're seeing. That's the loudness. You could call it the ego if you want to. But what it is it's at a biological level, the brain isn't coping very well with the increased energies. And because that being hasn't reached a balanced state, meaning the balance of the left and the right, you could call it the blue and the red, or the masculine and the feminine, it really doesn't matter what you call it. But because that balance hasn't been reached, and it's also the balance and the marriage of the mind to the heart, because that hasn't been reached, there's an internal fight that goes on. So you may see the loudness outside, the chaos outside. You may see in the spiritual arena how there is a heightened amount of separation. Excuse me, there's a little green fly on my arm and it's tickling me. So there's a heightened, intensified separation, but it's coming from within the person. So no matter what is happening outside, what isn't being seen is the reaction from the person. So outside appearances occur, and that is an illusion. That's a holographic, biological, chemical, holographic reality. It's a movie screen. It's always about how you react to it. If there's a reaction to anything outside of us, in terms of how the game works, it's to know that that person is still within their own programming. So they're still reactive to the outer. So in these times, it can be forgotten. It really can be forgotten that this is a game. It's a holographic reality that many people are here to come out of. It is a containment field. And the containment is based on frequency. Over the years, and I don't know if I'm ever supposed to write a book about it, because I'll only do divine will. I won't do anything from my human will at all. But over these years, I've actually been shown piece by piece how the game works and how you come out of it. And it really does have some clever, concealed moves. And in how the game is structured, the only way to come out of the containment field is to rise out of it. So if you imagine a maze, and I'm just going to explain as I was shown it maybe last year, that if you imagine a maze or a labyrinth, and you're going through your own maze, and you're finding your puzzle pieces, and you're getting the clues, and you're having the aha moments, and these pieces of the puzzle are linking together. Okay, you get to the end of your maze. You will. But there's no horizontal exit. So you'll get to the end of the maze, okay? But when you get to the end, there's no exit. It's blocked. It's blocked by lower energetic energies that wish to contain you within it. So you'll never ever come out of this illusion if you're choosing fight, if you're choosing one side against the other. And that could be a side between you and somebody else, or it could be a side between nation and nation. It really doesn't matter. You know, this is a field of separation, and in these heightened times, a lot of people that are awakened have chosen a path that is to experience, let's say, more separation, almost to be the reporters, you could say, of the dissolving paradigm. So it's at a soul level that they're choosing to be very much in and a part of a dissolving paradigm, even though they're awakened. The only way to come out of this field is to rise out of it. And so I'm going to start walking because they're ringing the bell. It's time to close here at the Abbey. But the only way is to rise out of it through heightening your energetic frequency. And the thing about energy is it can't be fooled. There's no pretense. Energy is hurt. And so all these different energies are different frequencies that you embody. There's no falsity to energy. There's no pretending. If somebody were to pretend, they would be giving off the energy frequency of pretense. So there's no fooling energy frequency. The way to rise out of this illusion will always be through the heart center, because this heart center is like a gateway. It's like a portal to the divine. Everybody has the God spark within them, every single being. And so When you know that every being has that God spark within them, when you know that this is all illusion, when you know that this illusion is the experience of pain and suffering, love, beauty, division, separation, when you know that this is just a temporary experience and that people can, if they choose, embody their eternal beingness in this lifetime, all you'll want to do is help people set themselves free from this illusion, from this containment field. In this particular timeline, you may remember, some of you, a video I did with a drawing of waves, and I showed you the wave upon wave upon wave. So if you imagine that everybody in the world is on one particular wave, you know, some people are on this wave, some people on the next wave, some people on the wave after that. So it's a little bit like groupings of people, and those groupings have different timelines. So the people that are quieter at the moment, that aren't too involved with the outer world, the outer scenes, the outer dramas, the outer what next, the outer, oh look what's just happened, you know, the people that are more at a distance from that could be the people in a wave that is actually embodying heaven within them. And if you're in that stage of embodying heaven within you, which is actually the emergence of the divine source within you, if you're in that stage, you're really not in the world. You're aware, and you must keep aware of everything that's happening around you. There's a great need for discernment because of the multiple frequencies that are everywhere. So there's a very great need for discernment. So you keep informed. You don't bury your head in the sand. But you're not in that world. You're not in the world. But those people, generally speaking, won't be understood just yet by the many. And in the years ahead, they will be more understood by the many. Because in 2 or 3 years' time, or maybe even 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, because there's waves of timelines. But as these waves of timelines occur, more and more people will start to understand the people that are embodying heaven within them, that are embodying the divine source within them. But at the moment, no, they won't be understood, and they will be put down, and they will be mocked, and they will be criticized, and there will be malevolent energies, unseen malevolent energies, as well as malevolent energies using people and using their bodies. There will be all of that flung at them. But if you go back a few thousand years to the time and the story of Jesus, you'll realize that nothing's really changed in terms of people not being able to see, people not being able to hear. And so they will put down the people that are actually embodying the divine source. God. But those people that are embodying it are prepared for that because they've been trained. They understand. Well, I suppose really all I wish to share with you is that in these times of outer noise and outer chaos and the increasing rise of the ego, always know that you have a choice in every moment what to focus on. Your mind has a choice. And the moment you drop into your heart, that's the moment you can change how you feel. So if you feel stressed, upset, nervous, of anxiety, drop into your heart. Breathe into your heart center. The moment you choose love, you open the door within you. And you get to choose that in every single moment. So I shall leave it there. I hope some of that little rambling helps even one person. Please know that even though I'm very quiet because of my own path stage, that I'm supporting you every single day. I'm always observing. And it is that we all have to focus on our own path. That's why we all came. That's why you came. That's why you came. That's why you chose to come to this planet in this timeline. It's to embody and to bring heaven to earth. So I send you all my love and all of my support, even when I'm quiet. Please know that I love you beyond measure. And I support you in every single step of your journey. Okay? God bless. Bye-bye.